Welcome Primary 4, Ms. Hiba Ahmed is with you. Today we will start new concept in Unit 2 and we will take today Lesson 1. In this concept, we will talk about the energy. At first, let's know the most important two types of energy, which is kinetic energy, potential energy. Kinetic, potential. Kinetic energy, potential energy. The kinetic energy, anything is moved, so it makes kinetic energy. So the energy of moving objects is called kinetic energy. But the potential energy, it's stored inside the object that doesn't move. So anything doesn't move on a height like this car, okay? So there is energy inside it. This energy is called potential energy. When you put a table on a table, when you put a book on a table, so the book stored a type of energy which is called potential energy. Here, when this boy, okay, it pulled the arrow, okay, so when he pulled the arrow, there is potential energy inside it. So anything moves, so it makes kinetic energy. And anything is not moving, but it's in a height from the surface of the earth, it is stored potential energy, like in this winch. Okay, this pole is in height from the surface of the earth. So when this pole is not moving, so there is potential energy stored inside it. Let's talk about the roller coaster. How does the roller coaster move? At the beginning, the roller coaster moves with electrical motors. These electrical motors carry the train of the roller coaster to the top. Okay, so at the beginning, the electrical motors carry the train of the roller coaster to the top. So when the train is moving to the top, there is which type of energy? Yes, very good, kinetic energy. At the highest point, the train of the roller coaster stops for some minutes, right? Why? It stores some potential energy. I told you before that anything is not moving and it's in a height from the surface of the earth, so it stored potential energy. Okay, so at the highest point, the train is stored some potential energy. So when the train is rising up, there is a kinetic energy happen. But when the train reached to the highest point and stop moving, there is here potential energy stored in the train of the roller coaster. As it moves down, the potential energy that is stored in the highest point, it changes into which energy? Yes, the train is moving, so the potential energy, it changes into kinetic energy. So here, when the train moves down, there is no need of the electrical motors. Why? Because when the train was in the highest point, it stored some potential energy. This potential energy, it changes into kinetic energy when the train starts to move down. So in the roller coaster, the kinetic energy changes into potential energy, and the potential energy, it changes into kinetic energy one more time. The kinetic energy increase as the speed increase. So when you increase your speed, so your movement will increase, right? So when the kinetic energy increase, or when the speed increase, the kinetic energy increase. When the roller coaster moves up to down, the potential energy changes into kinetic energy. Okay? And when the roller coaster stops moving, the kinetic energy becomes zero. Let's see. Okay. Here, when the roller coaster is not moving when it was in this point, so there is potential energy, right? At the beginning, at the start. Then the train of the roller coaster starts to move, so the potential energy changes into kinetic energy. And when the roller coaster get to the highest point, stop moving one more time, so there is here potential energy, and it starts to move down, so the potential energy changes into kinetic energy. So when the roller coaster at the beginning here, so the kinetic energy ends not moving, so the kinetic energy is equal what? Equal 0. Very good. And when the train at the top point and it's not moving, so the kinetic energy equal what? Equal 0. So when the train of the roller coaster it's not moving at beginning or at the highest point, so the train is not moving, so the kinetic energy equals 0. So here at the beginning, the potential energy changes into kinetic when the train starts to move. And when the train of the roller coaster get to the highest point, it store potential energy here and start to move down. So this potential energy that is stored changes into kinetic energy. One more time. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about another forms of energy. Let's start with the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is similar to kinetic energy. It's the energy of anything moving. So we can call the mechanical energy kinetic energy or vice versa. Okay? Anything moves, so it makes kinetic energy or mechanical energy, like the fan, like the arms of the clock. All of them are moving, so they are doing mechanical or kinetic energy. Let's go to the second form of energy, which is chemical energy. Like in the food or in the batteries. Any two objects react together or make chemical reaction together, so there is a chemical energy inside it. In the battery, there is objects that make chemical reactions together and produce a chemical energy that changes into electric energy when we use the battery. So inside the battery, there is a chemical energy. And also in the food, when we eat the food, our digestive system digests the food by the juices that we take in the digestive system lesson in unit 1. Okay? These juices make a chemical reaction with the food and change the food into liquid like in the stomach, right? So there is a chemical reaction happening here. So there is a chemical energy in the food. So we can find the chemical energy in the food or in the batteries or in object operating by the batteries like clock and cell phones. Let's go to the thermal energy or the heat energy. Anything that gives heat, so it contains thermal or heat energy like the electric heater and the matches. Both of them produce heat or thermal energy, so they contain thermal energy. Light energy, anything give us light, so it contain light energy like the electric lamp, flashlights, and computer screens. Electrical energy, anything works by electricity, so it contains electrical energy. Any machine works by electricity, so it contains electrical energy, like the computer, like the TV, like the projector in our classes. Let's go to the sound energy. Anything make a sound, so it produces sound energy. I am talking to you right now, so I am making sound. Yes, so I am making sound energy. And also the musical instrument, all of this instrument make what? Sound energy, the radio and the alarm bell. Okay? And there is some things that contain more than one type of energy, like the electric lamp. The electric lamp gives us what? Light energy. And also, if you touch the lamp, you can feel thermal energy. So the electric lamp can produce electric energy and thermal energy. Thank you for listening. Miss Hiba Ahmed was with you.